Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The DTC P0111 indicates a problem with the IAT, intake air temperature sensor circuit, which affects the engine's performance and fuel efficiency. This code suggests that the IAT sensor is either malfunctioning or there is an issue with the signal it is sending to the powertrain control module, PCM. The IAT sensor is a crucial component, located usually near the mass airflow, MAF, sensor, responsible for monitoring the temperature of the air entering the engine. Accurate temperature readings are essential for optimal combustion, impacting both performance and emissions. When this code is triggered, it often leads to a failure in the sensor's range and performance, which can result in poor engine efficiency and drivability problems. Understanding the implications of this code is essential for effective troubleshooting and repairs. In summary, DTC P0111 highlights the importance of the IAT sensor within the Honda Accord's engine management system, affecting both performance and efficiency. A clear understanding of this code assists in directing attention toward potential areas of failure, ensuring appropriate troubleshooting is conducted. It is vital to recognize that the IAT sensor needs to operate within specified parameters to maintain engine functionality effectively. By performing thorough diagnostics and following the outlined troubleshooting steps, mechanics can properly resolve issues associated with this defect, thus enhancing vehicle reliability. Through diligent preventive maintenance and early detection of potential problems, the longevity and performance of the vehicle can be significantly improved. DTC P0111 denotes an intake air temperature sensor circuit range or performance issue, primarily indicating that the readings from the IAT sensor are out of the expected range. The IAT sensor is integral to the vehicle's engine management system, as it helps to determine the temperature of air entering the intake manifold. This information is vital for the PCM to adjust fuel injection timing, mixture, and ignition timing effectively, optimizing engine performance. Poor connections or damaged sensors can lead to faults in this circuit. The IAT sensor is typically located adjacent to the MAF sensor, often integrated within the air intake duct or as a separate unit with a wiring harness. Recognizing where these components reside aids in conducting effective diagnostics and repairs. The causes of DTC P0111 can primarily be attributed to a few key issues. Firstly, a faulty IAT sensor is often at fault, as it may not be responding accurately due to an internal short or open circuit. Secondly, poor connections, which can occur due to corrosion or looseness, may disrupt the signal transmission between the sensor and the PCM. Additionally, if the wiring connecting the IAT sensor and the PCM is damaged, this can also lead to inaccurate readings and trigger the DTC. Each of these potential causes merits exploration during the diagnostic process, as addressing them appropriately is key to resolving the issue effectively. When dealing with DTC P0111, several symptoms might indicate an underlying problem. One of the primary signs is poor engine performance, characterized by sluggish acceleration and a lack of responsiveness to the throttle. This is because the PCM lacks accurate air temperature data, leading to improper fuel adjustments. Another symptom could be reduced fuel efficiency, as incorrect air temperature readings can cause a richer fuel mixture that results in excess fuel consumption. Furthermore, the check engine light, CEL, will typically illuminate when this code is triggered, providing the driver with an indicator that a diagnostic problem exists in the engine management system. These symptoms significantly affect the drivability and overall functionality of the vehicle. The first troubleshooting step in addressing DTC P0111 involves conducting a thorough visual inspection of the connectors. Begin by checking the MAF sensor, IAT sensor, and the ECT, engine coolant temperature, sensors for any signs of poor connections or loose terminals. These connections are critical as they impact the functionality of the sensors and their ability to communicate with the PCM effectively. Investigating these areas ensures that there are no faults that could lead to intermittent issues or false readings. If the connections check out as satisfactory, you can proceed to the next step. Conversely, if any issues are found, repairs must be made, after which a repair verification check should be conducted. The second step involves performing a performance check of the IAT sensor under low temperature conditions. Start by removing the MAF sensor IAT sensor and allowing it to cool down to the ambient temperature to ensure that the test conditions are accurate. You must then note the ambient temperature for future comparison purposes. Connect the MAF sensor IAT sensor back to its 5P connector without reinstalling it. After doing so, turn the ignition switch to on and use the HDS Honda Diagnostic System to check the IAT sensor value in the data list. This step is essential as it allows for a direct comparison between the IAT sensor reading and the actual ambient temperature, helping to determine if there is a significant deviation. In the third step, the performance check of the IAT sensor will focus on high temperature conditions. Begin by ensuring the ignition switch is turned off. Then proceed to disconnect the MAF sensor IAT sensor 5P connector. Using a heat gun, apply hot air to the MAF sensor IAT sensor for a few seconds, being cautious not to overheat and damage the sensor. After heating, reconnect the MAF sensor IAT sensor while it remains uninstalled. Turn the ignition switch to on once more and verify the conditions of the IAT sensor in the data list using the HDS. Monitoring the change in the readings by observing whether the IAT sensor registers a temperature change of 76 degrees Fahrenheit, 42 degrees Celsius or more is paramount in determining the sensor's functionality. If the sensor behaves as expected, you may be facing an intermittent issue and should check the connections again. After all necessary repairs have been executed, it is crucial to carry out a repair verification to confirm that the problem has been resolved. Begin by turning the ignition switch to on to enable the HDS. Next, the PCM, Powertrain Control Module, must be reset using the HDS, allowing the system to refresh and recalibrate its data. Following this step, initiate the PCM idle learn procedure, which helps to adjust the fuel trim based on the current idle conditions of the engine. After performing these steps, you should check for any pending or confirmed DTCs with the HDS. If DTC P0111 or any other codes are still present, it will indicate ongoing issues. Otherwise, the troubleshooting process will be complete. To mitigate the risk of future occurrences of DTC P0111, implementing preventive maintenance strategies is beneficial. Regular checks on the sensors themselves, especially the MAF and IAT sensors, can help identify issues before they escalate. Furthermore, periodically inspecting the electrical connections for signs of corrosion, wear, or looseness can prevent intermittent faults from occurring. Maintaining the integrity of the wiring is also crucial, as damaged wiring can often lead to incorrect readings and sensor malfunctions. Safeguarding these components not only enhances the vehicle's reliability, but also promotes optimal efficiency and performance. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.